not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
Damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Illuminati, you've come to take control.
If you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to fear.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Are you ready? Illuminati, you've come to take control.
If you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to fear.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Are you ready? Illuminati, you've come to take control.
If you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to fear.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. All right, well, this year is the 3rd anniversary of the sign of the Son of Man. And so I thought I would revisit it for you and help people understand why this is the sign of the Son of Man, and scientifically why as well. And so I'm gonna have to make sure I get the right pictures in the right place. So I'll probably do it by setting up my video maker, putting this picture up here for you first, then put this video segment that I talk about it next. And that might be the safest way to make sure I get it accurate, because we're dealing with the same exact day but different years. And so the first one here is the sign of the Son of Man. This was what all the scriptures have been talking about. The Old Testament, New Testament, Book of Mormon, Doctrine and Covenants, everybody, all religions, even those pagans, like those Mormon pagans claiming to be Christian. Joseph never claimed that we were Christian in the sense of Christian. And it gets confusing because Christians redefined Christianity. They're the cause. Because Jews, guess what? They're Christian. They just don't call themselves Christian. They use the Hebrew word for Messiah. Into English, anyway. The Hebrew pronunciation is a little different. And so, yeah, everybody's Christian. So cut it out, Christians. Okay. So, referring to Revelation chapter 12, as I'm late pulling it up. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. Well, what wonders are in heaven but signs? And so Joseph Smith, in his Joseph Smith revision, which is called translation in this Bergamite church, but revision with the true successor church, the reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, now called the Community of Christ, which won the lawsuit to be the successor in the Temple lot case. in the United States, of which the Brighamite Church did not get to play a part in because they weren't considered candidates for the area. And so, how are we supposed to go back to Zion, Mormons, in the Brighamite Church if Brigham gave up on the claims to that land? Nonetheless, they did try to obtain that land at one point in time, but the other religions said, hell no, over our dead bodies, which, anyway, so here we have a sign in the heaven. Joseph Smith adds, in the likeness of things on earth. So, yeah, signs aren't just signs for the sake of being signs. John is talking about a date in the future for all of the events that he sees on earth occurring. He's giving us the date in the future of when to look for them. So did this sign happen during World War II? No. Did this sign happen during World War I? No. Did this sign happen during the Civil War? No. And so on. Bastille Day, Russian Revolution, anything. No. This sign happened in accordance with the Book of Mormon. In the first year when America would have a king put on the throne of America, the presidency, by a foreign government. In the likeness of things on earth. This, however, is not about the total solar eclipse that occurred on the 21st of August 2017, which was that likeness. And so this likeness is the person who is going to restore the kingdom of David. That was personified by the Jews in this symbol. And so a woman clothed with the sun. Well, in the zodiac, there are two women. One is one of the twins of Gemini. I believe it's male and female, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do a quick check. Waiting for Google to load. Restore pages. Screw you. Gemini. Sign. No, I don't want sign. Constellation. Seriously? Images? What are you doing? Okay. So, mythology. In Babylonian astronomy, the stars, Castor and Pollux, they could be male, yep. The twins were Go away! God, Google, you suck. The twins were regarded as minor gods, and were called, I'm not going to try to say that. The one who was arisen from the underworld and the mighty king. So, nope. It's not Gemini. No female in Gemini. Yep. Yeah, there's their statues. Yeah, I don't think they're wearing pink. It's a girl with a male appendage. It's a lesbian in a male body. Yeah. So the only one is Virgo. She's the female constellation. And so, clothed with the sun. When is the woman clothed with the sun? Well, as I've shown year after year, it's during this time period. So, the middle of September, middle of October. That's when the sun is in Virgo. So we've got the month period established. We don't have the year, we don't have the day. Remember, Matthew is saying nobody can know the day or the hour. Are you sure? Are you sure? And so the moon under her feet. The moon takes 29.4 days to rotate around the earth at a specific place. As the earth rotates, the moon, 29.4. And so it's possible to have two occurrences where the moon is at her feet during this time period between the middle of September to the middle of October, but for the most part it's just once. But yes, occasionally twice. And probably more than occasionally. Well, it depends on when it, so it depends on when it appears at the feet first. And so that narrows it down to a potential day, but you don't know the year yet. And so, as you can see, all of these have to do with a timing, a consistent pattern timing. And yes, you can also figure this all out with a math formula. I'll give you a warning, it's calculus, and that sort of ruined my grade for my university class in astronomy, my Rick's astronomy class, and my grade school astronomy class. I both aced those because no math was involved. But fortunately he had more than just math for that class, and I was able to pull off a C. So I even got involved in a study group because I knew I was going to need help. But you can, if you know the calculus formulae that's involved, you can plug in all of these equations and have your own star chart created for yourself. But you got to make sure you have all of the factors. So, sort of like if you go 10,000 years into the future or into the past, you've got to readjust for a different North Star, for example. And if you're using a Stellarium program to cheat, like I do, you have to be aware there is no such thing as a 0 year. And so 1 BC is actually 2 BC, and 0 is 1 BC. And so that's how I was able to calculate 597 BC is 4 AD. 600 years from the time Lehi left Jerusalem, there was a sign in the heavens. There was a sign in the heavens in 4 AD. I've done books on that. I've done videos on that. Nobody cares. And so now a crown above her head of 12 stars. Well, the crown is Leo. That's what's on her head, the constellation of Leo. And interestingly enough, Leo has a star around its neck called Regis. That's the king star. Regis means royalty or king or whatever. And so the question now becomes, only 12 stars? There are gazillion times gazillion infinity of stars in that region, depending on how far back you go. Infinite number of stars. at least as far as we can see with a telescope. And so, how do they, what's going on here? Why 12 stars? Well, then that's where you need to understand about the ancient method of designating constellations. They didn't select all the stars into a pattern. They selected one star here, one star here, one star here, etc. to designate it. And sometimes it doesn't even look like the picture. In fact, in many cases, if not most, it doesn't look like the picture it's supposed to represent. But they specifically use the technique that is used in cartooning, where you don't actually draw every detail of a human, for example. You sort of leave things out, and it creates an optical illusion that we as humans fill in the gaps. And so the Simpsons may have less digits than 5 on each of their hands, but we recognize and take for granted the missing digits. And so that's how it works. And so with Leo, you need to understand the ancient understanding. And it's not designated with 12 stars. Because without the designation of 12 stars, we don't have a year. If it's 12 stars for designating Leo, we don't have a year. Because it's always that way. So we only have the period of month, which is not exactly our current calendar system, which is the Gregorian calendar from Pope Gregory. But we do know the time frame month, I guess we'll call it. And we know that it will be when the moon is at her feet. So a day, which happens every single year. If, and only if, Leo is designated by 12 stars. But it's not. It's designated by 9 stars. And that now gives us the day and the year. And that's what's so frustrating trying to get across to you guys. And I'm already at 16 minutes. How am I supposed to get to the lawsuit presenting the evidence to do a case dismissed before I even submit the complaint to the defendant? Oh, the things I do for you guys, and it's just not appreciated. Alright. So, do you understand that? This can be determined by a math formula, calculus, if you are so inclined to do it that way, to confirm that I'm right. I've already checked the Stellarium program. It's accurate. It's right. But, yeah, let's move on to the others to show you that it doesn't. I guess I really don't need to do the others, do I? Do I? I'm already at 17:30 minutes. 17.30. Yeah, I'll just put them at the end. Put the others at the end. I'll put this one at the beginning. I'll put the others at the end. So disregard what I said in the beginning and led you to believe was going to happen. So, yeah, I've already explained it for you. So, yeah, I'll show you the previous years since. Try to make sure I get them in order. And we'll go from there. Alrighty. So, yeah, what it means Yeah, you should know. It requires the government and the religion of a certain country, which was designated in the heavens as well. When they say the sun shall be darkened, that's what they mean. And then Moses, 3 days of darkness, that's what they mean. It's the same as sun shall be darkened. So where are these eclipses, solar eclipses, occurring? When the sign of the Son of Man appears? Over the United States. X marks the spot. The United States is the government and the religion. But we don't have a theocracy, Travis. That's the whole point. That's how knowledgeable they were. That both would betray America and need to be replaced and restored with the original kingdom. And that's what nobody understands. You can't just be Mormon and say, oh, here's a sign. Isn't that nice? It seems to correspond. We'll speculate on this. We'll wait for the prophet to tell us what to believe. Seriously? You're going to wait when they, according to the sign, are the evil religion. You're going to wait for them to tell you what to believe when they are the evil religion. Okay. Have fun in fantasy land, as the rest of us will have oil in our lamps and be ready. Oh wait, it's the coronavirus, it's the new year, which is 333, which is, yeah, we're doomed. Oops. This is why I've been warning you guys since 2017.